It's beginning to look a lot like playoffs.
Hopefully for the Jets.
Hey. I'm just talking about the football season in totality. We'll get there to the Jets.
True that. True that. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Tape. I really tried to keep a straight face. I just couldn't. Before we started this, Hector and I were talking about funny shit. And I
I got
brought
the
it over.
funnies.
Yeah, I brought it over because I just couldn't contain myself. Obviously, I'm Papa Smurph.
Yeah, I'm Hector, and I definitely made Zach laugh when I said what I said.
Yeah, I'm going to be chuckling about it. Every time I remember just that random little bit, I'll be chuckling about it. This week we're going to do a little bit of a same format, but a little bit of a different change up. We know you guys love listening to us for 2 hours on end, but I don't. So we're going to make it a little bit shorter for my sake, because I don't give a fuck about you guys. I give a fuck about me and editing purposes and content purposes. So yeah, well, same format. Hector's going to take us around the world of sports. We're going to talk about some of our picks from last week. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Jets, and then we're going to talk Week 15 moving forward. Like Hector said in the intro, man, it's beginning to look a lot like playoffs. We just completed Week 14 of the NFL. We're about to talk Week 15. There's 3 more weeks in the season, including Week 15. No, 4 more weeks, including Week 15.
4,
I
yep.
apologize, I can't count. And then it's the thing. We're doing the thing. So yeah, man, it's a bittersweet time of football. You know, it's getting fun, it's getting excited, but it's getting to be over. So anyway, I'll stop being depressing. Hector, take us around the world of sports.
Well, keeping it to a playoff kind of atmosphere, we're talking the mecca of all meccas, the fucking holy grail, the World Cup. Still going on. Final 4 teams. You know what's crazy in this is that Argentina, I think in like the first round, took a bad L, and people, were going all crazy. Oh, they're not the same. Messi won't ever win a World Cup. Is he really the GOAT? And then there were other speculations of maybe they lost on purpose so they don't have to play certain teams into the finals or some shit like that. Well, whatever the case may be, Messi is still in it. His team is still in it. And they're doing it in dominant fashion.
All I have to say is I'm a Morocco fan, right? I'm always I'm an underdog kind of guy, so let's go Morocco. B, fuck Ronaldo, because he's not in the World Cup anymore. Portugal got bounced by Morocco. And C, Barca. Let's go Messi.
Yeah, that's another crazy thing with the Ronaldo thing. The whole debacle between him and his coach, or whatever they called their soccer
managers, I think
manager, whatever. The whole the feud between them. Then he gets benched. It's just. There's some deep shit going on over there.
Well, Ronaldo's always butted heads with like owners and GMs or coaches or whatever the fuck they're named. You know what I mean? I feel like I've always seen like, oh, there's this drama with Ronaldo and this team and that team, and so who knows? Who knows? I'm not inherently surprised by it, but all I know is that Ronaldo can go fuck himself.
Now we got is it still the remaining 4 teams?
I do not know enough about it.
I think we're down to 2 now. But I do know France, the defending champions, are also still in it. Now, mind you, everybody was looking at Brazil. I get it. Brazil is like the number 1 team in the world. But then again, are they really the number 1 team in the world if France is the defending champs? And on the real possibility of repeating.
So, yes, to France's point, so we're down to 4 teams. Argentina versus Croatia, which is a very
another underdog right there with Croatia.
It's a very funny story with Croatia, and I'll get to it in a minute. So I'm actually now a Croatia fan. And France and Morocco, as a matter of fact. So I'm obviously rooting for Croatia and Morocco in this. But yeah, France has only lost 1 game so far. Morocco's drawn. And that's as bad as they've gotten. They've not lost. That according to my knowledge, nobody has even scored a goal on Morocco this entire World Cup. So to put
That's
that in
wild.
perspective.
I do love the underdogs. I do like seeing team. I think Morocco is the first African team to even make it this far in like
Correct.
history.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I mean, good for them. Obviously, they're doing something right. I love the underdog thing, but I also am a huge Messi fan. You know, even I mean, Marcus could even tell you the days that me and Marcus used to room in our old apartment. You know, we're playing FIFA. It was always,
He was your
you know,
boy.
Spain versus Portugal. He's using Ronaldo. I'm using Messi.
You would, Marcus. You would.
Hey, up, he would. And he stands true to it. Some good FIFA matches back then. So and even Braden brought it up. Does this, you know, if he doesn't, what happens to his goal stature? And if he doesn't solidify it.
Yeah, I definitely, if he does, it solidifies it. If he doesn't, I think it'll hurt him in the eyes of like some of the people in the middle ground. But I still think there's going to be a strong conversation for a go. I don't think it kills him. It does hurt, but I don't think it kills him.
The
You know
last
what I
thing I
mean?
got on this soccer situation is this GOAT talk. I feel like with soccer, it is so international. It is so huge. There are so many players. There are so many teams. You know, this is not like the NFL. You know, the MLB got a lot of players, but it's not the MLB. It's not the NBA. You can't single down to one specific goat in soccer to me. There's too many goats because soccer is so out there and there's so much history and so much shit going on with soccer that you can't there's too many goats playing at one time.
See, and while I agree with you there, I disagree. I feel like soccer is the easiest sport to name a goat in because soccer hasn't changed much, right? Like a lot of the conversation in like Jordan versus LeBron is it's different eras. You know, Tom Brady versus Joe Montana is it's different eras, right? In soccer, I don't feel like there's different eras. Now, I could just be ignorant of soccer, but I don't feel like there's different eras. So you can really more closely compare dudes from, 50 years ago to dudes today. Now, obviously,
You can
yeah,
do the comparison
they'll
of
say,
Pele versus Neymar.
right. And you could still say, obviously, like sports science is better now. We understand athletes better now. The body's better now. So obviously there's better athletics now. And I understand that argument. But I feel like soccer in its base form is so close to how it originally started that there's not like this major paradigm shift in the sport. I also feel like it's easier to compare person to person because although it's a team sport and yes, you need to be set up. Yes, you need to. I feel like it's still such a majorly individual sport that you can take Ronaldo and you can take Messi and you can hold them side by side and say, in a vacuum, who is better? Because you can shine more solo in this team sport. Question mark. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you can shine better alone in soccer than you can in hockey, say, right? You can take the soccer ball from midfield and go score it yourself. In hockey, sure, but not really, not often. I feel like it's easier to shine standing alone and become a GOAT in soccer than it is most team sports, personally.
Like I feel like in soccer, there's multiple goats playing at the same time. It's either you're a Messi, a Ronaldo, a Beckham, a
It is
Neymar, a
polarizing.
Ronaldinho, or you're nobody.
Yeah, no, it is very polarizing. I do agree. You are either a superstar or you're a creative player. You know what I mean? You're your general like fucking background player.
Like you know, in football and in baseball and in the NBA, there's always a debate between four or five guys of who's the best person in the league right now. And most of the time, based on what's going on in that season, you could be like, that's the best guy right now, right now.
True.
In soccer, it's so much harder to do that
That's very true. I'll give you that. And I wonder if it has to do
because
with like,
like I said, are you going to pick Ronaldo or are you going to pick Messi?
yeah, and it's very impassioned too. Like a lot of people can pretty easily pick out, like LeBron, one of the best players in the last decade, and there's no real question about that. But in soccer, there is a major disagreement, as we'll call it. But I do want to real quick before we get off of soccer. So Croatia, you know how I put that TikTok out a little bit ago about like the hardest sport, and I said baseball is not the hardest sport.
What is a sports take that you know is true but wouldn't be well received?
Just because hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports doesn't mean that baseball is the hardest sport.
Well, somebody being super sarcastic, and I love him for it, said Croatian log throwing in response to somebody who was being a dick. And he was like, oh, well, Croatian log throwing is clearly the hardest. And I'm not going to lie. I think about that comment pretty often, and it makes me laugh a lot in the middle of the night when I'm at work. So to see Croatia playing against Argentina, I'm a huge Croatia fan now because of Croatian log throwing.
Going on to the next one, we have MLB's offseason. There's been a lot of moves going on. Obviously, we've already talked about Judge, DeGrom, but there's still moves being made, still free agents to be picked up. Obviously, we know Justin Verlander went to the Mets. The Mets have been doing a lot of spending. They have already spent on, if I'm right, 6 players over $1 billion.
Yeah, they've been putting out some serious cash.
And that's the thing. And you know what? I don't want to hear shit. No, I feel like teams are able, like, I get it. Back in maybe the 80s and the 90s, the Yankees, I get it. We had that payroll. Compared to other teams, we were untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like that anymore. There's too many teams with high payrolls. And I don't want to hear, Yankees got the highest payroll, because we don't anymore. The Mets have spent more than us and have more money than us because Steve Cohen is a fucking billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers have more money than us and have spent more money than us.
I'm interested to see.
I wouldn't say have more money than us, but have spent more than us. We're being more reserved with our $5 billion company.
I'm just interested to see all of the people. I'm interested to see if the whole narrative, the Mets brought their championship, or the Dodgers brought, the Padres brought. I'm interested to see if that narrative comes about, or if we just hold that narrative exclusively for the New York Yankees.
The Mets went out, pretty much brought their whole roster. The Phillies, another one who just went to the World Series, who don't have a starting player in their roster that can't, if I'm correct, I might be wrong by maybe a player, but most of their starting lineup is not even home products that came from their either through draft or their minor system. So they spent the Phillies have also spent over $2 billion between 7 players this year, this offseason.
Money in baseball, man.
The Dodgers have Atlanta has already spent, I think, close to $1 billion in players. And then you got the guys like the Oakland A's, who've literally traded away or people have just walked away from their entire team. I feel so bad for the Oakland A's.
I feel bad for the A's. I feel bad for A's fans, but if we're talking about people we feel bad for, I feel bad for Shohei and Mike Trout. Like, how do you waste 2 truly generational guys? Could you imagine if either or both of those were on the Yankees? On almost any other team? Like, come on.
Right now, I know the Yankees are in pursuit for Rendon from the Chicago White Sox, if I'm right. Starting pitcher. As of right now, he's probably the best starting pitcher still left in free agency. I mean, still, he's a fucking amazing pitcher. They're in talks with him. There have been rumors, and that's what I'm just calling it. And I kind of want to say it's stupid rumors until I see some cold hard facts of Fernando Tatis Jr. being a Yankee.
I don't want him.
Yeah, I don't want to open that door till I hear the knock loud enough.
He gives me Odell Beckham Jr. vibes, like Giants OBJ vibes. Like, the talent is there, but bro, you've been fucking around. You got caught with drugs or like PEDs. I'm not gonna call them hard drugs.
That's the thing for me.
You got the PEDs, then you got into your motorcycle accident, then you did this, and then you did that, and then like it's just giving me like Giants OBJ vibes, you
See,
know?
that's the thing for me. I don't mind the flashy OBJ vibes. I
The
think in New
flashiness, I
York,
don't mind.
will fucking it'll change shit
Oh,
if he
sure.
if it,
I love the bat
it's the
flipping, the
PED
flashiness
shit for
on the
me.
field.
The
Yeah.
minute you do PEDs, I won't touch you with a fucking 10-foot pole.
No, I get it. I get it. That's what I'm saying.
And I
It's
get
on the
people are gonna be
field
like,
thing
oh,
I
but
don't
what about
care.
A-Rod? Listen,
He
one,
hated A-Rod.
I wasn't the age I am now to be fucking thinking the way I think now. And A-Rod did his PED use in the Rangers. And he got caught while being on the Yankees that it came
Right.
out that while on the Rangers, he did use it.
Right.
It had nothing to do with him using PEDs on the Yankees.
Right. And I get you.
Or
And like
his ability 6 years after the fact we got him from the Rangers.
right. And I don't care about the bat flipping, and I love that shit. But like I said, it's the off the field shit that's preventing you from playing the game. Like you're doing a lot of extra shit on the side that you haven't played baseball in like a year. Like I don't know. I not that I love his talent. I would love to have him, you know, if he could put his talent on a baseball field. But we'll see how it plays out. I haven't heard any of those rumors, but I don't keep my ear to the ground like you do in the off season for baseball.
And the surprising one to me, and I'm not taking a shot at nobody, but the Houston Astros have surprised me. They have lost quite a few players in free agency this year. And I have to probably look up a little bit more research on this, but they've been relatively quiet all off season so far.
Yeah, I feel like they got like one big name at the beginning of the offseason, and that was pretty much it. I haven't heard much out of them.
Like I know they tried to, re-sign Verlander and he went to do his own thing. But, their first baseman's still on free agent. And then I think they got one outfielder, Brantley. Yep, he's still a free agent. I think their third baseman might be a free agent. A couple pitchers. I'm just surprised they're not like. They're sitting back and they have guys in the minor league that they are just waiting to bring up. I don't know, but to be that quiet after winning a World Series, it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, we don't often see like World Series hangovers in baseball like you do in other sports, or championship hangovers, I should say. But maybe they've got something we don't know about. Maybe they're waiting till the dust settles to see what moves they can make. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much all I got right now.
All right. I love it. Before we go on to our week 14 recap, like I said before, and then the week 15, I do just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Flask Cap.
This is one of the best holiday gift ideas for 2022. It's a self-dispensing tumbler cap that helps you mix certain drinks on the go.
Nice.
Like my favorite drink is some of this and a little bit of this. It's so perfect for parties, trips, and can hold up to 9 shots at a time. Wow.
I was going to bring mine down, but I was like, it's the middle of the day. I have sick children at home. If I start drinking, it's all going to go downhill from here. So I'll wait till later. But I did want to give them a shout out. Christmas is here. Flask Cap makes the perfect gift. You can customize the tumblers. They have them in a 22-ounce tumbler and a 30-ounce tumbler. They've got the Matic 6, which holds 6 ounces of liquor, the Matic 9 that holds 9, all the kinds of colors in the world. So if you're a big sports fan, you can, I'm 90% sure, get just about any sports team color mix match that you want on there. Like I said, custom engraved logos on the tumblers. So go check out Flask Cap, flaskcap.com, and wherever you can find them on social medias. You're going to love it. Anyway, week 14, man. Let's talk about it. How do we do in our predictions?
So we started off week 14. Zach, you were 99 and 79. I was 95 and 83. After this week, we both had horrible weeks. We both went 5 and 8.
Oh, That's
Yeah.
ugly.
We both lost. Pretty much, we were kind of the same on all the matchups, except like maybe 2 or 3. Um, but yeah, you ended up 104 and 87 for the week, and I am 192.
It's close. It's close coming into the final stretch. I know in weeks past we have talked about all of the games, but like we said at the top of the show, we're not going to do that this time, just for time constraint sake, so that you're not listening to us for 2 hours. So we are going to hit some big games that we thought were kind of surprising. Then some games about some playoff implications. Then we're going to talk about the Jets, obviously. So let's talk about some surprising games, man. Which one you got first?
I really, really, really liked this Detroit Minnesota game. They were actually, for the first time, like, they were on the what they had the odds, they had the odds going into the game.
Yeah, they were favorites coming into this game, which I should have listened to apparently, because I know I picked the Vikings in this.
Yeah, you took the Vikings by 6, I took them by 7, and this is just the way they did it too. It's just, I mean, they started off 1-6 this season, and now they're 5-1 after that. They're 5-6. Am I no 5-8, 6-8? I think
6 and 7, I believe.
And I mean, if they can win out, possibly even a playoff push.
I mean, look, I don't think they're gonna catch the Vikings, obviously, for the top of the division, but I mean, a playoff push at this point I don't think is out of the question. And in his first game back, by the way, Jameson Williams, wide receiver from Alabama, tore his ACL in the championship game, still gets drafted in the first round by the Lions. He gets his first target, and there was no one on the TV screen. He had just absolutely taken the top off of everybody, stood alone to catch a 41-yard touchdown pass, and literally walked into the end zone. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you, Jameson. I see
Him
you.
and Amon St. Brown. Yeah, they're gonna be a fucking duo next season. This team, like we've said before, in when the season started, we protected this team. We were like, this team is gonna be dangerous. They're gonna fight with that dog. Jared Goff, even, I know how much we hated him, but he's been balling.
Yeah, man. And look, now, will it happen? I don't think so. But if Detroit wins out and Minnesota loses out, Detroit wins the division. Now,
I mean,
it's not happening. Like the fall off by the fucking Minnesota Kirk Cousins would have to be wild. But I'm just saying, there's a chance that, because I still have $5 on it, and BetMGM still has my $5 that Detroit will win their division. But no, I definitely think they can make a playoff push. And honestly, you're looking at this team, and you look at next season, and even with Jared Goff at your quarterback, damn.
They got some offensive weapons. If they can hunker down a solid middle of the pack, yeah, just at worst, the middle of the pack defense.
Yeah, give them a 14 to like a 18 ranked defense. that team's running the NFC, running. But yeah, man, Lions over the Vikings. That one caught me. I should have listened to the spread.
Oh, next matchup that you like?
This one for me, we talked about it in is the Niners and the Bucks. I mean, first of all, the score 35-7. I know that the Niners have a great defense, but Jesus, Mary and Joseph, they fucking murdered the Buccaneers.
Mr. Irrelevant is irrelevant.
And that's the crazy part, right? Jimmy G gets hurt last year. And I think, multiple points to this. Brock Purdy comes in and does great for the second week in a row. And I think that just proves how good this Kyle Shanahan system is. It is, I know we can shit on it all we want for, their use them and throw them away style at the running back position. But I mean, you have Mr. Irrelevant. Yes, he was still drafted. Yes, he is still in the top 0.00001% athletes in the world. Yes, he is. But he's Mr. Irrelevant. My man, Brock Purdy, has been alive for 22 years. Thomas Edward Brady's been playing football for 23. My man went up against a kid who's not even as old as his career.
It's funny. Brock Purdy was born 6 days before Brady's last game at Michigan.
That's crazy. Crazy, man. It's wild. I mean, Tampa just got their shit pushed in. Brock Purdy didn't look. Purdy didn't have like a 400-yard game, right? He had a 185-yard game, but he's got 2 touchdowns. Fucking Christian McCaffrey going bonkers on the ground for 120 or 119 and a tutty. The pass game, I mean, that's the best part to me. Yes, he doesn't have the yardage, but let's look here. He's got Ayuk for 2 receptions with 57, Samuel 4 receptions for 43, and Debo got hurt. McCaffrey 2 receptions, 34. George Kittle 4 receptions, 28. Let's look at the targets, 3, 5, 3, 5, respectively. He is moving that ball around. He is not afraid to pick where he's going with that thing. It's not like Ayuk or Samuel's getting all the touches. He is not afraid to move that ball to different receivers.
But I think you said it best. You know, Shanahan has this system, and we kind of always pinpointed it to like the dump use of the running back, but it's kind of the dump use of any position. His entire system is a plug and play system. You take any person, you put them in that position, and if they're fucking at least a little bit competent, you'll succeed.
Yeah, you just have to not fuck up. Like, I feel like, like you said, at any position, as long as you're not an absolute fuck up, you're gonna do great. And then
obviously the defense will be elite.
Yeah, the defense. We don't even need to mention the defense. But I mean, and I was stunned. I was stunned to see the score. I was stunned to see the way they played. Tom Brady needs to retire. I hope he gets sent to a retirement home after this.
So I know this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. So obviously Jimmy G's out.
Yeah.
They're going to have to rock Brock Purdy throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think they said possibly Jimmy G. They said possibly Jimmy G could be back for playoffs.
Yeah.
If they continue to win, one, do you just instantly plug in Jimmy G, or do you rock with Brock Purdy? And 2, if Jimmy G's not ready to go and you're rocking with Brock Purdy in the playoffs and he gives you a somewhat decent playoff run, what are you doing between him, Jimmy G, and Trey Lance next year?
This is easy. You rock with Big Cock Brock, right? Okay. Yeah, you like that? Rock with Big Cock Brock, and you just keep pushing. Like, look, we've seen this movie with San Fran before. Alex Smith gets hurt. Cap comes in. They push Cap all the way to the Super Bowl. You ride with Brock Purdy. Purdy brings you to an NFC Championship game or even a Super Bowl. Awesome. You send fucking Jimmy G packing next year. You trade him for everything you can get because his stock just fucking skyrocketed. You keep Brock because you know he's a competent backup, and I still think you start Trey. I think it would, especially for the draft capital that you spent on Trey Lance, I think it would be wild to start Mr. Irrelevant over him. Especially the draft capital.
I think they leave it open till somewhat middle of the preseason. They won't definitely say, yeah, Trey Lance will be the quarterback. I think they'll give him a shot somewhat, but they'll make the decision early.
I mean, personally, I think you, from the rip, have to say Trey Lance. I think it would be wild to do everything you did in the draft and then last year with, Jimmy's not part of our team, but he's on the year. We're trading him, but we're not trading him. And all the ways that you tied yourself to Trey Lance to now for Brock Purdy, no matter what he does, even if he wins you a Super Bowl, Brock Purdy would have to do more than game manage in order for me to start him next year over Trey Lance, right? Like if Purdy just comes out and does good, right? Does what you expect him to do, and they go on to win a Super Bowl, okay, he's my backup. He would have to multiple 400-yard games, multiple 4-touchdown games. He would have to be the reason they win and get into shootouts in the NFC Championship.
That'd be the most, I think that story would be Tom Brady's. Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant having a Hall of Fame career.
That would be crazy. And if that happens, I want this recording in the Hall of Fame with him calling him Big Cock. You rock with Big Cock Brock. All right. That's my demand. NFL Hall or Pro Football Hall of Fame. My demand.
Oh.
But no, it was just this game was again. It wasn't even fucking close. It was fucking 28 to fucking nothing by the time halftime rolled around. Like
And
this
then
game
you
wasn't
got
even.
Tampa just, I mean, they're still potential playoff pushing and winning the division, but
Yeah, they're still on top of and still anybody can win that garbage ass division, but Tampa's still on top. But it was crazy to see Brock Purdy come out there and the future is now, old man. Put Tom Brady in a fucking retirement home. Anyway, what do we got next? I know I think we're gonna be leaning into the AFC playoff push here with these next couple of games.
yeah, I mean, we got the Jets in Buffalo. That was a huge loss for us. You took the Jets by 2. I took the Jets by 6, so that was bad. But also the Pats game against Arizona with the Pats winning and Miami losing to the Chargers. By the way, we both won the Pats pick, but we both I won the Chargers pick. You lost Miami.
Man,
Us losing's not as bad with Miami losing, but it
Right.
hurts with the Patriots and the Chargers winning.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
we're on the outside looking in.
yeah, it does. And look, we're only a game behind the Dolphins. We're only what two games behind the Bills. Like it's not if the whole thing isn't out of our reach as far as the Jets go. And I'll get a little bit more into the Jets game in a minute. But as far as like the Cardinals Pats, it's a 14-point game, but Kyler Murray in the first quarter and like the first set of plays, he breaks the pocket, he goes out to scramble, and we all see it. We see him plant and go to juke, and we see the knee pop, and we see him go down, and everybody knows what that is. Kyler Murray's done for a year. He's tore his ACL. I haven't seen it confirmed, but we all know it by seeing
They
it.
already said it's not looking good, and it's they're not hiding it. It's an ACL.
Yeah. This game also put me out of the playoffs in the degenerates, so that sucked. I mean, no matter what, I was out of the playoffs, but it is what it is. But yeah, man. I mean, look, am I surprised by New England winning over the Cardinals? No, because A, I picked them, and B, Cliff Kingsbury is a garbage fucking coach, and you could tell. But I mean, it sucks to see Kyler Murray hurt like that. I mean, the man only completed one pass and only rushed one time. Like it was literally like 10 seconds into the game.
And
So
then
it's
on the flip
frustrating to see that.
side with the Patriots, something that more teams need to fucking see this and take some motherfucking notes. You know, Parker gets a fucking reception, takes a fucking, didn't look like a horrible hit, but just comes up wobbling, looking like Tua Tagovailoa who didn't have a concussion, wobbling. So he lines up on the line, and his homeboy Aguilar looks over, and he's like, "This man is not right." You could see his legs still wobbling, trying to set himself, and he is waving down the refs to stop the fucking game. And thank God one of the fucking refs was competent enough to be like, you know what? He is trying to say something that is of importance. And they got that man off the field.
You know, I find it funny that, they have this whole, the secondary review person, they're stopping him and pulling him off the field to make sure. Where was that shit when Tua was clearly fucking not home trying to walk around that football field? Where was this secondary party who stops the games to make sure players say, where was that shit? Like, I don't know. I'm happy that it's instituted. I'm happy that it worked, but it's one of those things that, like, can we get this pretty consistently? Like, I'm not asking for every player who gets tapped on the helmet to be taken out of the game, but I feel like there are certain plays, like you can go back and watch the Tua hit, see him get up and stumble, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I'm surprised Parker got up, stumbled into his line, like his lineman saw it as he was getting up, and I guess it kind of looked like he was trying to hide it and hurry up and
right,
grab him up, but he stumbled on his way up. And he was wobbling on that line, and it's crazy when you see the play, like the replay of it. Aguilar's like it takes a good 5 to 7 seconds for the refs to be like, okay,
wait,
what?
Something's going on here.
Like this man's like, do not run this fucking play. Like, what are you guys doing?
Right. Well, at least the system worked. At least everyone's okay, and we actually got this checked out. And it's a shame that the Patriots won because that hurts the Jets. Moving over to the Dolphins Chargers, this was no good either way, but Dolphins winning would have helped the Jets out. Like you said, Chargers beat the Dolphins. The Jets are now the outside looking in. This one hurt me just to watch. But it didn't hurt me to see Tua go 10 for 28 and only 145 yards and 1 touchdown against a shitty Chargers secondary.
I think no James either.
Yeah, no Derwin James. So I would love to see all the Tua fanatics.
I know my cousin. That's why I had to call him out. He's all quite quiet. That whole game, but this one does hurt for the Jets. Puts the Chargers in, and they have a better chance of winning out their last 4 games than we do. And the Pats also are ahead of us.
Speaking of the Chargers, by the way, did you see that Mike Williams toe tap, man? In the back of the end zone, his touchdown.
Bro, his body control is insane.
I don't think I've ever been more sexually attracted to a thing than watching that replay. That was fucking gorgeous, man. Holy hell, that was beautiful. And they really did it through the air as far as the Chargers game go. I mean, Austin Eckler only got 45 yards on the ground. Joshua Kelly only another 29. But you look over there, Mike Williams, 116. Keenan Allen, finally, 92 yards. No touchdowns, but it looks like, him coming back. He caught 12 out of 14 receptions.
They're picking up steam on that offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately so, because, no offense to Chargers fans everywhere, I'd love to see them stumble and fall on their face. Because alas,
we just needed to win out. We just needed to win this game just needed to win to keep us in that 7th spot, and it wasn't out of our reach. I mean, the whole first half we had Josh Allen locked the fuck up. The offense was moving the ball. Mike White is a dog. He was taking some massive fucking hits.
Oh,
and we let up in the second half.
Yeah, man. And we talked about it through the glide, I hate saying this. We got to stop trying to make Michael Carter a thing. I mean, that's one of the big reasons we lose this game. They're driving down the field. What was it? The third quarter, his fumble, driving down the field, and you fumble the ball. In a game that's decided by 8 points, you can't have any fumbles, man. I mean, look at this. Joe Flacco fumbles and loses it. Michael Carter fumbles and loses it. Mike White fumbled it, but God thank you, CJ Uzomah recovered. But I mean, right there, 2 fumbles. 2 fumbles, 3 fumbles total, but 2 of them lost to a team that we lost by 8 points.
And like you said, Michael Carter's fumble was like with 5 minutes to go. We're driving down the field. Everybody knew the defense was not stopping us on that drive. We were going to run the ball right down their throat, right into the end zone. And, he's trying to get his extra yards, and he bounces the ball right off the defender's knee and just pops right out. And it cost us the whole fucking game.
It sucks. It sucks, against the Vikings, now against the Bills. We're right there. We lost by a touchdown against the Vikings. We lose by, 8 points against the Bills on 2 drives that are going down the field and end in turnovers. The Jets are right there, man. I mean, the defense is out here putting on pump blocks for safeties, forcing Josh Allen to be barely above 50% for only 147 yards. You know what I mean? Like the defense is out here doing their thing, shutting down Stephon Diggs for 37 yards. It's just, Lamar Jackson, yet another week, I am pleading, please, Lamar. Please.
Like I said, we are way ahead of schedule. We are the only ones, I think, besides a few other Jets fans that even predicted the Jets to have more than 5 wins this season. We're not supposed to be where we are right now. I think we're supposed to be there 2 years later, but
I'm just tired of.
We are here now, and we just need to get healthy. You know what? I have positives to come off of this. Make a playoff push. I still believe we're getting to the playoffs. Make our playoff push, and let's get healthy next season, and then we're going to see if we are the real deal or not.
I know, man. I know. I'm just sitting here looking at
And
it.
we got to figure out a quarterback situation. I don't know if Zach Wilson's fucking the right mom or something, or the wrong mom or something.
Needs a slump buster. I'm just looking at this roster, man. And look, by the way, Elijah Moore, 6 out of 10 targets, man. He had the most targets on the team. They're starting. Mike White is an Elijah Moore fan. But I'm looking at this, man, like Zonovan Knight, when Breece Hall comes back, AVT, Mekhi Becton, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios, even though he had that drop, Corey Davis, Lamar, please. I can't continue to live like this. I can't continue to either be shit and want to kill myself by week 3, or be right there. I just want to be one of those teams that knows they're making the playoffs. That's it. That's all I'm asking for, is to be a fan of a team that knows that they're making the playoffs. Buffalo Bill fans know they're making the playoffs. I just want to know. That's it. I just want to know.
You just want absolute
Power.
assurance.
Yes. Oh, man. But look, it's, again, another game where no moral victories don't count in the win-loss column. No one's going to pat us on our back for almost beating the Bills, right? But to go into Orchard Park in the rain after going into Minnesota, and to have these style of games with Mike White, and like you said, I mean, White gets out there and gets crushed, comes off the field, comes back, gets obliterated, gets bent in half like a quarter later, comes out for a couple of plays, comes back. My dude is a dog. Mike White, now you asked me before, what happens if Brock Purdy leads them, all the shenanigans, blah, 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 blah. If Mike White leads the Jets to a playoff run, and even if not, if Mike White continues to be the dog that he is for the rest of the season, and even if the Jets don't make the playoffs, Mike White is my starting quarterback. Do I think he's as talented as Zach Wilson is? No, not physically, I don't. But Zach Wilson would never. And you're right, everyone's going to come after me, but you defended him weeks ago. Yes, and his comment really fucked me up. That whole, do you feel like you let down the defense? No. Yeah, that really fucked me up. Because I know that Zach Wilson would not come out here like Mike White did, would not come out here, get dead, revive himself, die again.
I mean, we've seen Zach Wilson's throws this season. He doesn't want to stay in the pocket and take that hit.
Yeah, whereas Mike White will literally die for his football team. That's yes. I don't care how great or not great his arm talent is or isn't. That's the guy I want leading my football team. He is a real life Shane Falco. That is the guy I want leading my fucking football team. All right, take Stig Scars, goddammit.
Did you hear what he said when they?
You'll have to peel me off.
No one calls him Mike or White. They just always call him Mike White.
Mike White, yeah, right.
They never just say Mike.
Yeah, I don't think you can call him White. Well, you know what I'm saying. He is white, but you can't just call him White. You can't just call him Mike. You have to call him Mike White. He's got one of those names. It's first name, last name. You have to. Fucking NFL, fucking Madden create a player.
All right, let's go on to week 15.
This is man, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. We got Thursday night football. We got a division matchup. We've got the battle of the backups. We've got Rock with Big Cock Brock versus I don't got nothing good for Gino. We've got the Niners traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The Niners are favored by 3.5 in this game.
This one's tough. This is going to be a really good matchup. I know Braden and Cobes are going to go with the Seahawks and want us to go. This one's tough now, especially with the Seahawks, with the way they played and losing their game.
His nickname is Big Cock Brock. Where do you think I'm going with this? It's got to be Brock Purdy and the Niners, man. He just embarrassed Tom Brady on national fucking television. I'm taking the Niners, and I don't think it's going to be huge. I'll take them by 4. I know I talked a big game, but I like the Niners in this, man. That defense is crazy. I think Brock Purdy brings a certain je ne sais quoi to the game. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know how healthy Kenneth Walker is and that running back committee because they were all fucked up this last game too. I'm going to take the 49ers by 7. because the Seattle defense is still pretty fucking good themselves.
No, yeah, they're not to be slept on. I think that's going to be one of the more interesting Thursday night games that we cover for sure. This week we've got some Saturday football. We got 3 games on Saturday. We've got the Colts versus the Vikings. The Vikings are at home for this game, and they're only favored by 4, which I think is crazy. I want the Vikings by 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Minnesota as well. I just don't see enough from Jeff Saturday being there and them really doing anything. But they have been playing a lot better, just
Oh, sure.
not winning.
Yeah, they've been playing better for sure, but I mean, the Vikings right now are 10-3. They've been pretty much handling everybody with relative ease that they've played. And I just don't think the Colts are going to come in there and do anything different.
Yeah, I'm taking Minnesota by 8.
Okay. Then we've got the Ravens against the Browns. The Browns are at home. No Lamar Jackson, I don't think, for this game. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to be here for this one. Cleveland is favored by 3, and I like every bit of that action. I want Cleveland by 3. I want it on the dot.
This one's still kind of like, I went against Baltimore thinking, Huntley wasn't going to win a game, and they fucking won a game.
True.
They did get J.K. Dobbins back and Gus Edwards. But I do see Watson finally 3 games in starting to click. I mean, he's hitting Donovan Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper better this second game. The only thing that sucks was that the run game wasn't there. They kind of locked down Chubb.
Yeah.
Give me Cleveland by 1.
Yeah, and I do like that Watson DVP connection. That's been, I think that's going to be a nice fantasy connection going into the playoffs. Then we've got another divisional matchup. I know who we need in this one, but the Dolphins travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills in a divisional matchup. And I've already heard fucking how the Dolphins need heaters on their sidelines after all of the temperature bullshit in their stadium. And well, that's called home field advantage. Wait. Don't cry, Dolphins fans. Don't sit there. But it's cold and snowy. Shut up. No one cares. Buffalo's favored by 7.5. I'll take Buffalo by 4. Division matchups always get me scared when there's big spreads. You know what I mean?
Buffalo at home in the snow. I don't think Tua's ready for that.
Nah.
I'm taking Buffalo by. I think they're gonna show Miami up. I'm taking Buffalo by 10.
And the snow kills everybody's speed, man. The snow is a great equalizer of speed. Then I'll save that for last. And we've got the Cowboys playing the Jaguars. Jaguars are at home. Dallas is only favored by 4.5 here, but I want Dallas by Dallas by 14.
God damn. I mean, Jacksonville has been playing well, but I don't see them beating Dallas. I'm going to take Dallas. I'm not taking them by 14, though. Dallas by 9.
And Trevor Lawrence throws 3 picks. I had someone legitimately argue with me after the Titans game, because I've been shitting on Trevor Lawrence, and they're like, oh, what happened? He looked really good in that game. I'm like, yeah, and the Titans secondary sucks. And he's like, oh, so what? You're saying that he only looks good when he plays bad defenses? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, well, who did he name? He said, oh, so are you saying the Ravens, the Chiefs, and somebody else are bad? I'm like, no, but their secondaries are fucking awful. That's yes, I'm saying that their secondaries are bad. You're proving my point. Anyway, and we've got the Eagles taking on Chicago. Chicago at home. The Eagles are favored by 9. I'll take the Eagles by 20, to be 100% honest with you. Sorry, Miller. I love you. I think you're a great kid, but the Eagles are going to beat the absolute piss out of the Bears.
Yeah, Chicago is not one of those. I mean, they've won some cool games. Justin Fields has wowed us in some weeks, but
this isn't the game.
The big gap between Philly and Chicago. So I'm going to take Philly by 14.
We've got NFC South matchup with potential division winning implications because anybody could win this fucking division. The Falcons take on the Saints. The Saints are at home and favored by 4. Now, the Falcons will be starting Desmond Ridder this week. And you know what? I like that. You know, give me the Falcons. Give me the dogs in this. I like Desmond Ridder. Give me the Falcons by 3.
I told you Desmond Ridder was going to be the starting quarterback.
You did. You did.
ATL. I like that too. Give me ATL by 3.
I like it. I like it. And we've got the Steelers and the Panthers in a game that I don't think anyone wants to see. The Panthers are at home and favored by 2.5. Do I have to? God, the Steelers are just so bad. Yeah, you know, fuck it. Fuck it. Give me the Panthers by 3. I don't want to, but fuck it.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh by 4.
Yeah.
Only because like you were having such a hard time to pick, and all your little moans and grunts was exactly how I felt. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just go opposite of whichever one you pick.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fair. We've got the Chiefs taking on the Texans. Texans are at home, but Kansas City is favored by 14. Give me Kansas City by 21.
Is Chiefs and who?
What?
Chiefs and who?
Texans. Yeah, this isn't really a football game.
You said KC by what?
21.
Oh God. Yeah, this is gonna be a killer. Give me KC by 16.
This game is over before the third drive. I promise you that. We got Cardinals and Broncos. Cardinals without Kyler Murray and the Broncos without Russell Wilson. I know they haven't ruled him out yet, but that man got his brain scrambled.
Another fucking bad game.
Yeah, for sure. Nathaniel Hackett versus fucking Cliff Kingsbury. Fantastic. At least the Broncos, give me the Broncos. Broncos are at home. They're favored by 3, and it's their defense that wins this. So give me the Broncos by 4.
I'm taking Arizona by 2.
All of my pissing
again, another game where I'm just like, I'm just gonna go opposite of you. But the one thing that stuck in my mind was the backups to both quarterbacks. I don't know who's Wilson's backup, but I do know Colt McCoy is Arizona's.
Who is Russell Wilson's backup? I don't even know either. Fair enough. We got the Patriots heading to the Raiders. The Patriots are on the road, but they're favored by 1. I'm surprised they're only favored by 1. I'll take the Patriots give me them by 6 in this game.
Damn. Give me the Raiders, because fuck the Pats and we need them to lose.
I do. I agree.
Give me the Raiders. By 3.
I'll be okay if I lose this one.
They're going to have to figure out which person they want to stop. Do you want to stop Josh Jacobs, who's leading the league in rushing yards right now? Or do you want to stop Devontae Adams, who's already a force in itself? So, and it's still going to get his receptions and shit. Like, I don't think they're really going to stop Devontae.
That's fair. That's fair. Then we got the Titans and the Chargers, both coming in at 7-6. The Chargers are at home for this game, and they are favored by 3. We need the Chargers to lose, but I think they win. I think the Chargers win this, and I like it by 3. I don't know. This one's hard. This one's hard.
Yeah, this one is hard.
I don't trust the Titans secondary.
This one is rough. Like, Derrick Henry can go off on them too.
That's also the counter to that. Yeah. But the way I look at it is, if I don't trust the Titans secondary and Derrick Henry can go off against the Chargers, who's going to score more faster, Justin Herbert or Derrick Henry? And it's going to be Justin Herbert. You throw the ball faster and farther than you can run.
I'm gonna take the Chargers by 7. Like I said before, with Adams at back, Mike Williams is back on the field. Like the offense is starting to heat up and put up some major points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would love for the Titans to win this because the Jets need the help. But unfortunately, I just think there's too much going on with the Chargers right now. And we got the Bengals and the Bucks. The Bucks are home in this. Bengals are favored by 3.5. And the only reason I even give thought to the Buccaneers is, does Tom Brady really lose back to back like this, coming off such a bad loss? And I say yes. Give me Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Give me them by 7. I think they put up a tutty distance between them.
This is gonna be. I don't want to go against Joe Burrow because I think his team is also fucking heating up and getting ready for their playoff push. Because I'm telling you right now, Joe Burrow is going to fucking show up in the playoffs. He's gonna be he's gonna be annihilating teams. But I'm gonna take Tampa here.
Interessante.
I'm taking Tampa by 7. I think Tom Brady gets angry. I think that team gets angry after getting blown out by the 49ers. I think they come back. They play some fucking hard-nosed defense. And Brady probably is going to go off like 300-plus yards.
We shall see. And we've got the Giants and the Commanders. 7-5-1 versus 7-5-1. The Commanders are favored by 4.5 in this game. I don't know. I don't like that. I like the Giants. Give me the Giants by 3. This is Sunday Night Football. The Giants by 3.
This one is tough. I mean, we bet on this 2 weeks ago, and then
they tied 2 weeks ago, like assholes.
They're both in the playoff right now too. This is a key game for both of them. Fuck it. I'm taking the Giants. Hopefully they don't tie for a second time.
Would that be a first in like NFL history? Divisional opponents
probably
twice in the season.
Give me the Giants by a touchdown.
Okay, I'll see you. Then we got Monday Night Football. The Rams versus the Packers. Green Bay is at home and favored by 7, but Baker Mayfield and the Rams, my man won a football game after 2 days of being signed. He was out there saying, hey, run a 9, hey, run a 7. He didn't even know the players. He didn't give a fuck. Baker is back, at least for this game. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams by 7.
I'm going to go Green Bay.
Ooh, quite a little
Give
bit.
me Green Bay by 8.
Okay. And then it all comes down to this. The Jets need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Detroit needs a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. We've got the Jets taking on the Lions. The Jets are at home. We are in MetLife for this. And the line is even. Obviously, I'm taking the Jets. The Lions don't have a great defense, but the Jets sure as fuck do. So I like the Jets in this. Hopefully Mike White isn't dead. They can fucking piece him together like Weekend at Bernie's. And I like the Jets. I'm going to be confident. The Jets by 10. 2-score game.
I think this is going to be a really good game. I think this is one of those games where the Jets defense gets a little overconfident and gives up a little bit more points than they usually do. So it becomes more high scoring than we normally would see. Give me Jets by 6. But like you said, we have an elite defense. But they got good offense, and we need to put our offense together. Like we be having bad defenses look good against us.
That is very true. It is sad that Breece Hall hasn't played for like 2 weeks, and he still has the most rushing yards on the Jets.
He hasn't played since week 7, so it's been almost 6 weeks, and he leads by I think 100 and something yards over Michael. I looked this up the other day too, over Michael Carter and Zonovan Knight, who has way less carries, is already almost passing him.
Yeah, if we're gonna go into the breakdown here, the Lions score 26 points, 26.8 points a game. The Jets score 20.3 points allowed per game. The Lions let up 26.7. The Jets let up 18.7. Total yards 385 to 354. Passing 258 to 242. Rushing 127 to 112. Obviously, both are better at passing. Yards allowed 416.7 to 320.3. Yeah, so I mean, look, we're talking about a great defense versus a great offense is what this comes down to. The Jets let up significantly less points, but they also score significantly less points. So, I mean, look, if they let up 18 points and the Lions let up 26, as is true to their records, then the Jets will win here. But we'll see,
The
man.
only thing that gives me a little bit of concern is we haven't, and it's weird, we haven't played a team all season with a duo running back like the Lions.
True.
Because you can kind of point to Cleveland, but Cleveland and with Nick Chubb and Hunt, they ain't the same. You see Hunt on the field that much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the last 5, the Jets have lost 3, and the Lions have only lost 1 in their last 5. They beat the Bears, the Giants, lost to Buffalo, beat Jacksonville and Minnesota. So we'll see how this game goes, man. Obviously, we need this win. We've got some injuries that could be a concern. We got Quinnen Williams, who was hurt with a calf, but I don't see him on the injury report, so that's good. We got Mike White, Corey Davis, Michael Clemens all on the injury report, so hopefully they come off of that. And they don't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I like the Jets in it, though. We really need to be scrappy in this. We
can't take this L. We need to win this one. We need to go and beat Jacksonville next week. Those type of games we need to pull out if we're gonna get in.
I agree wholeheartedly, man. So that's our week 14 matchups or recaps. That's our week 15 matchups. That's our Around the World of Sports. That is our episode of Breaking Down the Tape, guys. Follow us on all of our socials. Let us know what you think. You can always write into breakingdownthetape@yahoo.com. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever, leave a review. Let us know what you think of us. And yeah, man, Hector, you got anything else for him?
Nah, let's go Jets, man. We're not gonna be the Cowboys. We're not going to fucking disappoint our fans, get in the playoffs, and lose. We're going to win.
Are we going to disappoint our fans and just not make the playoffs?
No, we got to make the playoffs, man. Come on, I got to stay optimistic. I said what I said. Leave me alone.